Omaha's #1 Christian hip-hop radio show, The Humble Kingz.
What's going on, world? It's your boy GT. I got with me my brothers, Barlow, DJ Flyness.
Hey, check.
How you doing tonight?
Good. Happy Hanukkah.
Hanukkah? You celebrate Hanukkah, bro?
We can't even hear you, T. We muted you. Can't hear you.
T's muted.
Mute yourself. There we go.
There you go.
That makes me want to ask you if you even know what Hanukkah is. Like,
No. I don't celebrate Hanukkah.
I don't either, but I mean, just some history there. Anyway, Barlow, man, good to be here. Merry Christmas, everybody. Hope all is well. Hope Santa gave you. I'm joking. I don't believe it. It's not. You know what's annoying around this time of the year? Because we don't teach. My kids are 6 years old. We don't teach them Santa. We just don't. We watch movies and we're like, yeah, Santa's about as real as Batman, right? And they'll be like, yeah, like okay.
Batman is very real, though. No, I never taught my daughter Santa either. I never told her about Santa, but I never told her that it wasn't no Santa either. Because you got to be very careful with that. Well, due to the fact that I didn't want her going to school telling people Santa's not real.
I ain't
right.
I want my kids to
So I never told her Santa wasn't real, but I never told her he was real either. So
I want my
there's
kids
a
to
difference.
display dreams. Tell the world.
This is wrong, bro. That's just wrong.
I don't think my kids do it. I think they they chill, but like here in this house, because to me it's a couple of things. I have my reasons, by the way. It's not like, because people be like, you're destroying their imagination. No, my kids get to imagine that they're doctors and dentists and all this other stuff. They get to imagine that they're whatever, when they play. Like, they dress up like, and they wear the coats and be like, yeah, we're firemen. I don't destroy that. But what I won't do is give credit to some imaginary figure when I'm spending my hard-earned cash.
Right. You're absolutely right. It's the same reason why I didn't tell my daughter that there is no Santa. It's like, he's not getting credit. Okay, so here's the only good thing about having your kids believe in Santa. This is the only good thing. If you can't afford to buy your kids something,
blame it on Santa.
It's Santa's fault.
Yeah.
That's the only good thing about it.
That's funny.
Yeah. Then they'll be like, man, was that not good? No, I guess not.
I guess not.
I guess not.
Or Santa don't like black people. That's what I say. He don't come to the hood.
Oh, what? Racist Santa Claus.
But here's another thing, though, right? And now I'm about to get real biblical. So we can talk about the whole thing about lying to your kids, this and that and the other. I won't even go touch that aspect. But it's the very concept of what they're teaching about Santa. First and foremost, the song says,
Wait, hold on. Look, wait. Let's go to a video, and then I guess that's gonna be our topic. So get your
Santa
thoughts
Claus.
together. Get your thoughts together.
All
right, y'all.
Biblical look at Santa Claus.
Yeah, let's go, Humble Kingz.
Tank filmed it.
That's funny.
Hip hop, let me holler at y'all for a second. This conversation long overdue. All I hear y'all talking about is your money in large amounts. Must think accountability is your ability to count. It's not. That's why this culture lukewarm, intoxicated with ignorance. Let me spit the truth on. I said that glorifying murder in our music is bad. Now people coming at me saying, stop speaking up. We like to hear that. If that's your preference, that's cool. But when you get on the defense, then let me know. My spirit irritating your demons. I'm supposed to back down cause of some internet hatred. I've been defeating Goliath. Baby, my first name David. All year round we feed people death and destruction. You heard me? But it's okay, cause on Thanksgiving we Never mind. People threaten to hurt me. People say I'm clout chasing. They want the evil unopposed, That sound like Satan. But I'm responding with love, maturing as I go through this. It ain't just about how I love Jesus, it's about how well I love Judas. They can't silence my voice, I'm gonna be vocal forever. These people hating on you, D, they gonna be local forever. I got the industry shook, that guilt can't pile up. I drew a line in the sand and it messed they amp pile up. I ain't here to blame it or shame it, but it's all about how you frame it. Now evil has an excuse, and it's called entertainment. You got a 3-part ecosystem, the labels are one, but without creators and consumers, labels can't run. So what the fans support is what the artists gon' make. Gotta deprogram and reprogram what we consume and create. I got so much more to say, but I let God lead the way. Trust I'ma serve you in doses. Who know about to start coaching you? 3, 2, 1. It's 3 to 1. Some industry, some fans, and some artists against me, but I don't run. I got the Father, the Holy Spirit, and the Son. Class officially in session, y'all. This about to be fun. Oh man, it's about to be fun. This just the syllabus, bro. It's just the beginning. We got a lot to cover. We got a whole lot we gonna cover. Like how to be in this world, but not of this world. How to be real, righteous, and relevant. Bump this world. How to turn over tables in a temple when it's time, without ever letting anger enter your heart and mind. Yeah. How to stand for God when everybody else saying it's hard. Yeah.
Omaha's #1 Christian hip-hop radio show, The Humble King.
Humble Kingz radio show.
That boy is hard, bruh. Hey, for real, man. I love the way that D1 is coming with these tracks. Flyness, are we only playing videos with the show? We're not playing songs?
Yeah, just videos. We can play songs. I don't have any songs right now, though.
Okay. I'm just thinking, because I went ahead and purchased that album, and if you haven't listened to it, D1 comes correct.
Yes. And for everybody who wants to, if you're an artist and you want to hear your song on the brain freeze, on the show. Thank you. On the show, please email us at djflyness@gemwattsmedia.com. It's right in there in the description. Just click on that and just send us your MP3 or a WAV audio file, and we'll play that on the show. As long as it's clean.
We need some.
And do understand that T Barlow is a hater. So if you're a hater,
he's gonna give his candid opinion.
Thank you. It's gonna be given in love. I mean, I have to receive it too. I receive stuff. I receive feedback in love. And I'm saying, like, whatever. Don't do me.
Funny.
All right, T. What's your take on Santa Claus here?
My take. Okay.
Where you were going with it? Your biblical.
All right. So we're all Christians here. Most of us. I mean, at least that's 3 for sure. I don't know who else is listening. Biblically, the concept of Santa Claus does not make sense. Because, all right, so first and foremost, all right, so you have that song. It says, he sees you when you're sleeping. He knows when you're awake. He knows if you've been bad or good, so be good for goodness sake. So just analyzing those lines, right? Imagine you singing that, and every kid across the world is hearing that. What that does is it reinforces this idea that Santa is some omniscient being on earth who knows everything about you, good and bad. You know what I mean? Which means that you're kind of placing him, you're giving him the attributes of God. But, I get it. This is supposed to be like imaginary, but then, like, even if that's the case, even if you say, well, Santa's imaginary, well, now you're giving somebody on the other side who disbelieves in God ammunition to say, well, yeah, God's imaginary too. That's how he's able to do all those things. So there's some problems there with that. But even in addition to that, when you think about the concept of Santa, where be good and you'll get gifts. Well, here's the problem with that. By definition, a gift is given regardless of your current state or behavior. A gift is something that's given freely, right? That's why in Romans chapter 6, verse 23, I think, right, where it says, "For all of sin." No, excuse me. It says, "For the wages of sin is death, but the free gift of God is eternal life." Gifts are free. Wages are what we earn. Rewards are what we earn. Right? Christmas is not about receiving a reward. It's about receiving a gift. Christ came into the world not because we were good, but because we were bad, and He was given freely so that we can have a gift of life and have it abundantly simply by having faith in Him. So the concept of, hey, be good, get gifts, is actually anti-gospel, which makes it anti-Christian in a sense. But again, that's my take. Now, I'm not saying that people who are teaching the kids about Santa are horrible people. That's not what I'm getting at. I'm just saying that if my kids ever figured out how inconsistent I was living because I taught the concept of Santa and gift giving while simultaneously preaching the gospel, it'll make my word look shaky. So why not just strive to be honest from the jump, and we can grow from there. There's other ways to foster imagination. I grew up never believing in Santa, and I have the craziest imagination.
I never believed in Santa too.
Yeah.
So I thought you were going to get into coming down chimneys and reindeers,
I don't even have
cookies and milk. Yeah.
And the land of equity, all of that stuff makes sense. But because there is a realistic outcome from all of this, right? Like kids waking up in the morning and seeing gifts, that's a realistic thing, right? You got reindeers and the North Pole and all that stuff is just fun, good, so I get that. Like that's nothing to me. That's to me, that's no different than the Smurfs or SpongeBob. You know what I mean? Like it's just something imaginative, something entertaining, right? But Smurfs and SpongeBob don't have this consequence of like, hey, you get something if you do this in real life. You know what I mean? And so because the gifts are actually given, now you're taking a fantasy world and trying to pepper it with some reality, and saying that type of thing, can create problems if people tend to just slow down and start processing the gospel and other things that we have in our lives, if that makes sense. And maybe I'm overthinking it, maybe, but I'm just saying I see some like for me to teach Santa and to teach the gospel, I see an inconsistency there that's problematic for me. Why I don't teach Santa.
I never looked at it that way, and it's not wrong to look at it that way. My only thought process was he's not going to get credit for something that I paid for. That was just it.
That's for me. I legit, like that's where it started for me. But as the more and more I began to like learn the gospel, the more and more I start tying. I start holding things up in light of it, and it's like, yo, it's like I never realized, like Home Alone 2. I was watching it the other day, right? We were watching it with the kids. Great movie, by the way. Fantastic movie. We love the Home Alone series, right? Well, 1 and 2. I don't know about the other ones.
Yeah, I was like, the whole series? Like, there's like 5 of them.
All of them?
My bad. Listen, we love Macaulay Culkin. Can I say that? Yo, but on part 2, he's sitting there with that lady, that homeless lady with the pigeons. They're listening to an orchestra, and he's talking about like, man, I've just done so much bad. I don't think there's any way I can undo it. And the lady says, well, anytime you do something good, it undoes something bad, right? And he said, and it's double on Christmas Eve. And again, all this stuff sounds fantastic, but yo, that's very antithetical to the gospel. Because if all we had to do was do good deeds to wipe out some bad deeds, Christ would have been unnecessary. If that was even possible, Christ would have been unnecessary. You know what I'm saying? Now, granted, it's a movie. It's a Christmas movie. It's meant to be what it is, right? But again,
so what do we?
Reality, yeah.
So we're, me. I play devil's advocate. I'm the one who asks the questions that people will ask. So I'm gonna ask it. I forgot what I was gonna say. Brain fog. What do you say to the people who will ask? What do you say to the people who will say, well, it's just let them be kids. It's not like they're gonna grow up believing in Santa. It's not a big deal. It's no different from a movie. It's just make believe.
Right. Again, it's
I'm
just
gonna chime in real quick, and then T, we can get to your answer. But just like from my perspective, like my dad always told me that he wasn't gonna lie to me about Santa Claus. He didn't tell me about Santa Claus because he didn't want to lie to me. I feel like I hear, they lie about the Easter Bunny, they lie about Santa Claus. Why would you believe your parents telling you about God? Not saying, that there's actual substance to that, but I want to have a relationship with my kids that, is built on trust and like me actually telling them the truth and teaching them the truths in the world. So like that's not something I've never done. And I feel you too on that sentiment you were saying earlier, Flyness, about like now you got your kid that doesn't believe in Santa Claus going to school, and they got to be careful what they say around these other kids, because then you end up getting in trouble for telling your kid the truth. It just makes no sense. I'm just not a fan of that whole system myself.
I'm not, but I agree. Everything that GT just said, I guess that right there is creating a consistent character for telling the truth. Just creating that bond, and then plus, like I said, you lie about Santa Claus, lie about the East Bunny, lie about the Tooth Fairy. But man, maybe you're lying about God too. You know what I mean? And so it's clear to me when I look at the state of the church right now, like what's happening. So many people are walking away from the faith, and I would attribute it to not so much to the teachings about Santa Claus, Easter bunnies, but the fact that people are refusing to really stand on something that's true, and so it makes it easier to look at the Christian faith and be like, you know what, this is just somebody's idea. Let me go and craft my own ideas and so forth. I would argue that that's part of the problem, and so truth needs to be stood upon. And so teaching a kid about Santa Claus again. It for some folks may be like, nah, we got foolproof systems against that in our house. We know how to turn around this, that. But that's fine, great for you. I'm telling you what me and my house are doing, and what me and my family choose. Me and my family are choosing to just say like, y'all, like no, your grandparents and your parents and your aunties and all, we got the gifts for you. Like we worked hard, we got these gifts for you because we love you and whatnot. I'm giving you this gift, the same spirit that God gave His Son, from a place of love. You know what I mean? Like to me, that's far more beautiful and far more rewarding to a child than having them believe in Santa Claus or Easter Bunny or the Tooth Fairy or any of that. Which all of those things, strangely enough, has something to do with me spending money.
I think you're just a monster. You're just a monster. You can't. Don't let your kids believe in Santa Claus. It's just a monster.
That's all right. But like Cookie Monster though, I'm lovable.
A lovable monster.
You talked about like our religion and what we have to believe in. I think it was with my wife. We was having a conversation. We were talking about other religions and things like that. And I told her, I said, well, have you ever stopped to actually process what we believe in? Like what we tell people, literally process. Like imagine yourself never hearing about Christianity. Never. And I come up to you and I say, well, this is what we believe. We believe that there was a woman and a man, and this woman got visited by an angel, the Holy Spirit, and she was told that she was going to give birth to a child, even though she has never had sex, right? And her husband had to go, wait a minute, he had to process this. Obviously, he didn't believe it, right? We're in a Maury situation, like that child is not mine. What you mean you didn't have? What you mean you didn't sleep with nobody else? You had slept with me, so I know that kid's not mine. And you're saying it's the Son of God, right? That's what you're saying. And then then he gets visited. He gets visited, and he's told the same thing, so he believes it that the child is born, and this child grows up to be the Son of God. He performed all these miracles. Things like fed over 5,000 people with 2 fish and 3 loaves of bread, walked on water, done all these healings and things like that, died, and then came back to life 3 days later, walked the earth for Was it 30 days?
I want to snap. Dang, I forgot. That's crazy. I wanna
Brain
say
fart
40
for me,
days.
but 40 days. I think that's right. 40 days, and then ascended into heaven. That's what we believe. And we have to explain it, And I was telling my wife, I was like, that's what we believe. Like, as you sit back and think about that, we were talking about, oh, that's what happened. We was watching South Park, and it was the Joseph Smith episode. That's what it was.
That's horrible. That's crazy. I never feel like, yeah. But you know what? Like you saying that reminded me of what Paul wrote in 1 Corinthians. He says, "For the word of the cross is folly for those who are perishing, but to us who are being saved, it is the power of God. For it is written, I will destroy the wisdom of the wise, and the discernment of the discerning I will thwart." So it's basically saying, like, listen, we know that what we preach sounds crazy to the world. Because the world, you got to think about this. I've been watching on Netflix this show called Blood of Zeus or whatnot. It's actually pretty dope. But it's Greek mythology. That, and then also the new Percy Jackson and the Olympians TV show that came on Disney Plus. I've been watching that stuff. Greek mythology,
They got a new one?
Yeah, they got a series now. It's a
Oh,
TV
okay.
show now, which I actually feel like is doing a little bit better than the movie. And so forth. But like, I sit here and I listen. I think Greek mythology, fantastic stories, right? But people actually held to those beings as gods. Like you see it in the Bible. Like that. There were like whole cultures were built around Athena and Zeus worship and all that stuff, right? And so it's funny because like the cross, the message of the cross sounds silly to them. But here they have these gods who, for one, aren't omniscient, they're not omnipotent, they're not omnipresent, and they act just like fallen human beings. Like they crafted gods in their own minds, and these guys make more sense to them than a holy God who would save us by sacrificing his own son. Like when you listen to these stories, like Zeus was nasty. Like I mean, this was a whoremongering god. Just out here, like he just couldn't. And it's so funny on the show Blood of Zeus. They was just like he takes one of his bastard sons back up to Olympus, and it's just like, man, yeah, like this dude. This is how they was talking. It's like, man, this dude here, like how embarrassing. Like this dude cannot keep it in his pants, right? Like who would want to serve a God like that? That's crazy to me. But then here we have a holy God, one who is the standard of good, one who is a righteous judge, who has every right to knock us off the map, but does it because he mercifully keeps us and then gives salvation through his son. Like I get it. Yeah, that sounds crazy because none of us would ever do that. Only we craft gods in our image to look like us, talk like us, and even act like us. But for this God that's completely like there's this whole sense of otherness because he's God. There's no way a human being can imagine him up and make him up. Like, there's no way. Like that, which is what trips me out about how people talk about the Bible. The Bible's man-made. Granted, men may have been used as vessels to pen the word of God, but there's no way that men, not just a man, men. You're talking 40 different writers over a course of 15 to 1600 years. There's no way that these men will come together to craft a God of their imagination that says that they as writers deserve the hell that he would judge sinners into. We're not wired to be that. We're wired to, to craft
take the
gods
glory.
We're glory thieves, is what we are.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Sure enough. So yeah, man. I find this whole conversation fascinating, man. And I mean, moral of the story is, man, stop giving kids, stop giving Santa your credit, parents. Plus, as black
Stop
fathers,
giving Santa your credit.
hey, as black fathers, we get a bag. We got to work extra hard anyway because we're supposed to be non-existent. I'm like, no, give me every bit of credit I deserve.
I want all my credit.
With that, let's get to another song here.
Hey, shout out to YouTube, whoever's watching on YouTube. We got somebody viewing in the YouTube.
That would be me.
And what up, DJ Flyness?
I'm just making sure we work it.
Right. Hey, Linda. Hey, Christina. Thanks for tuning in and for your comments. Feel free to join in on the conversation. We'll try to respond to comments as quickly as possible.
And before we go, speaking of YouTube, if you are watching not live, go to YouTube. See the little thing at the bottom that says YouTube, Humble King Radio Show. Go to YouTube. Do not watch us on the delay on Facebook because 9 times out of 10 we're muted.
Censor the music.
Yep. So go to YouTube, watch it. It's easier to fast forward, rewind. There's less distractions anyway on YouTube. I like YouTube. When I'm watching church services or anything like that, I hope that they're on YouTube also, not just on Facebook. I always teach people, go on YouTube and Facebook. Don't just do Facebook because people can be watching your sermon, but also scrolling through everybody's mess. All right, so let's get to this next song here. Humble Kings, y'all.
Omaha's #1 Christian hip hop radio show, The Humble Kings. Omaha's #1 Christian hip hop
I forgot a
radio
song.
show, The Humble
Luke.
Kings.
You got the title?
About to put it in now.
I don't play with God, I don't play with God. I put faith in God and I pray to God. I don't play with God, I don't play with God. To see the face of God, take the grace of God. Linen, fresh, crown, blessed. 12 stones on the chest. Shield, flex, sword, jet, war, ready. We don't stress. We out here in the 10 in the souls. 10 toes in the fin in the foes. 10 rows end up getting exposed. 10-fold, they don't fit in the fold. Benchos, you can tell by the mento. Winker dentros, study my insoles. Find the uno momento, you don't fit those. Barefoot or holy ground, I'm trying not to let him down. Cause he picked me up, gave the gift of love, and let me walk around with his crown. Free will ain't free people, gon' pay the price for that evil chose. He paid the price for my evil soul. Grace suffice so I'm free, you know that. I don't play with God, I don't play with God. I put faith in God and I pray to God. I don't play with God, I don't play with God. To see the face of God, take the grace of God. Linen, fresh, crown, blessed. 12 stones on the chest. Shield, flex, sword, jet, war, ready. We don't stress. Hands on when I'm dealing with sin. Priest talk, kill a beast to begin. Meat salt with the secret sauce, then I eat all the offense and the sin. Big dog, so I sit tall. I admit all that I spit raw, but I meant all that I spit fall from that vent causing a piss off. The letter trying to kill a David in me. Better find a temple where the grace is empty. I'm anointed, God's head pointed, then it starts storming. Revelation raining in me. They know him as a savior. Most don't love him like a spouse. He said adultery is false doctrine to get you kicked out the house. That's why I don't play with God, I don't play with God. I put faith in God and I pray to God. I don't play with God, I don't play with God. To see the face of God, take the grace of God. Linen, fresh, crown, blessed. 12 stones on the chest. Shield, flex, sword, jet, war, ready. We don't stress.
Omaha's #1 Christian hip hop radio show, The Humble Kings.
And we are back like some ribs.
I had a good one queued up, but the echo threw me off.
Me too.
A good one too. Well, I will. I'll
Next
save it for
time.
Next time.
Hey,
Don't forget it.
so I just realized this is our last show for 2023. It's only like
And
our
it's
third show for 2023, but
it don't really mean anything, you know.
it does though.
Does it?
Yeah, like the next time we'll be recording, it'll be 2024.
I mean, okay, yeah, yeah,
Right.
yeah.
So just Christina asked me in the car yesterday, and I just want to pose the question to you guys. What's do you guys have any goals or anything that you want to accomplish or like expectations for 2024?
Yes, go ahead, Flyness. You got it first though. We can't hear you. Turn your radio up. Turn your radio up.
Oh, yeah. I was doing something. Hold on. I was changing our background music, so it's not the same. All right. What was the question again? Sorry.
Goals for 2024.
My goals for 2024 is my health. Getting my health back to where it was at. Continuing to serve my community the way I've been serving them with DJing and helping events and everything like that. The biggest thing is my health. We're talking about physically, mentally, and spiritually, my health, right? Everything has been pushed to my limit in 2023, towards the end of 2022 and early 2023. So physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, getting all that better. I already can see it happening as we start to enter 2023. It's just a long process. A lot of time, a lot of money. So a lot of crying, a lot of anger, a lot of talking, a lot of sometimes pills and other things. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Just trying to get that right.
I feel that, man. I would say at the time I didn't really have an answer. I still don't have a solid answer, but to the most part, like what I said, just knee jerk, kind of similar to what you said. Like I just want to continue doing what we did this year, just do more of it and do it better. So we did a ton of events. Like summer was dope and busy and productive. Got in a rhythm of resting in the midst of grinding hard. So just trying to find a good balance in that, and trying to stay consistent and taking that time off, because we can definitely get consumed with being active and doing events and working and whatnot. And somebody like me got 5 jobs, can definitely get out of hand with that sort of stuff. But just find a good balance and continue to do what we've been doing and just do more of it and do it better. Like traveling with Humble Kingz, scaling things up with First Student and Good Vibes. Yeah, just growth and execution.
Yeah, I can dig it. I got quite a few goals. I mean, as most people know, this has been like a life-changing year for me. Coming into the pastorate at St. Matthew Baptist Church, 1001 North 30th Street, Omaha, Nebraska. They say 131. And this year already, just a lot of. I can't tell it all. So just though God has been good. God has been blessing us. We have grown. This past Sunday, was the first children's program for Christmas that we've had in years, because we've had enough children to do it. That's big for us.
That's what's up.
It's super huge, because usually because for a while the only kids that were there were my twins, and then your cars when she came in, there was hardly any children there. And so now when I say we've had two young families, let me say it like that, 2 young families that have multiple kids in both families. And one of them is a musician whose wife is a singer. The other one has been doing our bulletins. The other family has been doing our bulletins since she's came on. I just give her the stuff. She's been getting it done, doing our church programs and stuff. I mean, so we got a couple of active members, and so the goals for me are pretty much more so goals for St. Matthew. I want to kick it into gear with more community outreach from the church, gospel-centered community outreach. That means that we're not just going to be giving you backpacks, but we're going to actually be engaging people with the gospel, and doing so with intention. And
yes.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I'm gonna explain to you why I'm clapping. Go ahead, continue.
Yeah, so we want to do that and really work on building a relationship with people in our neighborhood, and making sure that they know that St. Matthew is there, open, and has space for them. And so there's that. And then I got a couple of I got at least one project I would hope to drop in February. If not, probably just be dropping a bunch of singles. I think that's the way to go. Even though it'll all be part of like an album, but you're still just dropping singles. And I think I'm gonna do that. Start doing that, and then really kick in gear on the part 3. Getting that finished and mixed. So those are some of my goals for 2024. Yeah.
So the story of Flyness and why I was clapping. When I got saved in 2012, I consider myself. I've told you guys, like, you get saved and then you get saved, right? Because you don't immediately do your 180 turn, right? It's a gradual turn. But as I was in my process of this year long of my 180 turn, I started feeling stagnant, like real quick. So I'm working in the church. I'm doing sound. I'm doing visual, but I'm feeling stagnant, very stagnant. And I have no idea why. And I'm just like, and I went to my pastor. I was like, man, I don't think I'm saved. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. And he was like, just trust the process. You're okay. Trust me, as your pastor, I'm telling you, you're okay. And I just didn't understand why I felt that way. And I stopped DJing and all that. And I went to them and I told them, do you guys can use these speakers if you want to use them, because I'm probably never going to use them except for maybe at weddings or whatever. So you never have to worry about them. And they told me to hold on to them. And they were like, well, we're going to start this new thing this year where we're just going to start getting permits, and we're going to start going to all these neighborhoods, and we're just going to set up, and we're going to have a praise team just sing songs. We're going to give out stuff. We're going to have people do testimonies. Then I'm going to pray, and then we're going to leave. And we did that in the summer, like almost every week. And it was some of the best, what's the word I'm looking for?
Outreach. Best
outreach. Thank you. Yeah. Outreach. Not the best that I ever did. I don't want to say this one, one's higher than the other, but that's what started it off. And a lot of churches don't do that. They don't do outreach. They preach within their walls. That's it, right? So I'm happy to hear that UT, you guys are going outside of your walls. This is why I'm at Redbridge, because we go outside of our walls. We allow people, anybody who are some type of artist, if you're an artist and you have a album release party or you just want to do a concert, our pastor will let you do it. They let you use the church. And we do a lot of outreach, not just passing out money or passing out gifts or passing out backpacks, like real outreach. And I feel like that's what us as Humble Kings that we do. We find a lot of these outreaches. Sometimes it's not Christian, and sometimes it is, but we find some type of outreach in our communities that we try to help within our community. Sometimes we get a little flack because we don't get paid for it. And it's like, but then it's not outreach if we're getting paid, right? It's coming from the heart, and I was telling, because people go, DJ Flyness, you never charge. Why you don't charge? Da, da, da. And I'm like, well, one, I was blessed to have a sponsor. Thank you, First Student. And two, I don't say no to love offerings. So there you go. But it's the joy of the helping and bringing people in and seeing it on their faces when you're out there really trying to help your community. I spend majority of my time in North Omaha because that's North and South Omaha because that's where it's needed. You know, and I've never lived in North and South Omaha, but that's where I'm needed at. That's where God has placed me at to help in the community. And I'm just blessed and thankful that I'm able to still do it. Me and T, we had a long conversation about how I was telling her, I was like, if I can't DJ, I don't know what I'm gonna do. What would I do if I can't DJ? Because it's all that I know. I've been DJing since I was 17, and I've transformed my DJing into my ministry. So if I lose that, it's like, you know, what I do. And me and T, we had a great conversation. You know, I'm gonna keep some of it to myself because I don't feel I feel what he's saying, and a lot of it is true. But I don't feel like it's going to happen as far as our ministry that we're doing. So
yeah,
I have to believe in there's going to be some good things coming next year for me and all of us. So
indeed.
that part.
Listen, I'm gonna tell you up top, like I'm enthusiastic about not even just next year, just the future, just the future period. Like there's gonna be some there's gonna be some good times, there's gonna be some bad times. Like there's gonna be what up, man? Now.
So now we have like 4 people watching on YouTube now. GT. Shout out to everybody watching on YouTube.
Shout out to I'm going to the store. Y'all want something? No,
yeah.
No, I'm super enthusiastic. Like I told some folks already. Like one of the things, and I'm saying this live now because now y'all know how y'all could be praying for us, St. Matthew. We need a van. There's people who I know who are willing to go who don't have transportation, and I can't drive everybody. I already got a packed car. And so we need a church van, and then we need a capable driver. You know what I mean? And so those are some of the things, for example, that I'm hoping for futuristically. Whether or not if we get that by the end of next year, fantastic. But like it's not like I'm just learning to trust God. Things have gone a lot slower than what I'd like to have seen them go. But truth told, I was playing myself if I thought that they were going to go any faster. And I also will be playing myself if I don't pay attention to the things that God like is doing and like has been doing and so forth. So, I mean, and here's the thing: it's not even so much that like there's like a range of like emotions or feelings that I can have, like the feeling of being scared, anxious, nervous, because not everything ain't like. Everything ain't gravy over here, if that makes sense, right? But in spite of the lack of gravy, like God has really been sustaining us and really been showing His hand. So I sleep easy at night, and what I do is I wake up each day and I push forward and do everything that He empowers me to do, and then anything that's outside of my control, man, I have no choice but to trust Him with that. You know, so like, yeah, man, it's a 2024. It's crazy how fast these years are going. I don't remember time going this fast when I was, when I was 9, but whatever. We here now, pushing 40s.
Did you say pushing 40?
Pushing 40s with the S.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm past 40, but I'm just saying.
Yeah, I'm like.
Yeah.
Past 40.
Yeah, I am past.
Same here.
It is.
I'm the oldest.
Yeah, you the crustiest.
I'm
GT, you still crusty. You there. GT is crusting. He's crusting right now.
I got more hair than you, but less grace than GT. So, there you go.
It's by choice. It's by design. Hey,
That just sounds like less problems and less wisdom to me.
Yeah. Just for me. All right. If I came out, you'll be like, bless Santa Claus here. All right. Like to lick young to make me feel young. All right.
Yeah.
I just forgot what I was gonna say.
Yeah, funny.
Completely forgot what I was gonna say.
You know, we talking about how old we are, man. So y'all probably noticed, like, I've been looking down a little bit because I've been listening and fidgeting. Usually, like when we have a show, y'all don't know, but like I'll be having this. This is about one of my little Rubik's fidget spinners or whatever.
Fidget.
It's broke. My twin is broken. It used to look like something. I don't know. It used to look like a square of some sort, and my kids took parts off of it, and so I just usually spin. So, but because of Christmas, I got a little something extra.
Nice.
And I've been working on this. I'm a grown man, but quite frankly, this has been quite soothing and peaceful. I don't know how to explain it. I don't do these a whole lot. I don't do these at all, really. But like I saw this, and I think like every so often, I don't know what the word is. I'm gonna have to look it up. There has to be a word for somebody like me, somebody who just tries different hobbies. May not necessarily stick with it or commit to it. May have like a couple of projects like under the belt. You know what I mean? Like with comic books, like I got some, but I'm not in a comic book shop like every month. You know what I mean? Barely every year. You know what I'm saying? But I got some collector's items and some stories that I like. I got some basketball cards, some pretty rare ones too, with some bull stuff. I don't have a whole book of them. I just got like a sheet, you know, like.
So you're just all over the place.
Yeah, indeed, man. You know what I mean? Like, I can even be collecting Star Wars stuff, but I got this. I'm just hanging on to it. Why? You know, because I got it. Because I can. You know what I mean? Just little stuff like that. You know what I mean? And you know. So
me, it's music and wrestling. That's it. Music and wrestling.
Oh, we ain't gonna even get on music. I'm for real with the music. Like, yeah, you should see my playlist is crazy. Yeah.
So GT got to hear a little sample of how I find music and how quick that process is. Literally, what you would say 10, 15 seconds, I would listen to a song, and that quick is how I decide if I like a song or not. And that is how I picked the songs tonight. Actually, it's crazy if you literally see me. If I get in my zone, it's weird. Like I will literally sit on the phone for a good hour or two, and I would just go through hundreds of songs within this hour to 2 hour minutes. It's just literally picking songs and putting them into my playlist of songs that I just want to listen to later. And then I'll listen to them once or twice, and then it lets me decide, you know, if I want to continue to listen to that song, or if I go, what was I thinking about? And I take it out.
Yeah.
It's not a whole lot of what was I thinking about, but unless I was like on medication and I was just up like 3 o'clock in the morning and I couldn't sleep, then I get a whole mess of what was I thinking about.
Hey, shout out to everybody in the chat, by the way. Christina, to Linda, to Ricardo. What up, cuz?
One Life.
Young Life was in there.
Yeah. I'm just gonna keep saying One Life because I can't say it that way.
Yeah.
I tried. It doesn't work.
Yeah, so
we got another video, right?
Yeah, let's get this last video and get to our closing. We got 15 minutes left. All right, or 10 minutes left. All right. See, I'm never ready. I gotta get used to this.
What up, Young Life?
Okay, he said it would happen.
Child
I
like
spoke it
CC.
happen. I might be a prophet. Walk by faith, not sight, by knock on my socket. I tend to take off like a rocket. They tell me to get in the pocket, to flow unorthodox. Don't do it for profit. They turn my father's house into a murky. Stop it. They get to talking that lukewarm. I'm like, who is you referencing? Been told him I kick it with Christ, a definite. Ain't no need for second guessing. Come on, been told him I'm really a praiser. Childlike, not childish behavior. Hit the devil with the word phrase. You know we can't settle the slave. Crucify my flesh right now. Leave a demon depressed right now. I'm feeling blessed right now, fresh right now. Ask me when it's going down. Right now. I'm in alignment. Right now.
Oh my goodness, buddy. Shorty, you getting ahead of yourself. But they just put the whole set on the show. Know me so I take a demon to hell. Holy, so I keep on spreading the wealth. You better not run. Calling your life don't set with the sun, but it rests in the sun. Tryna have the grace, so it's destined triumph. But the threat made him jump. I can't lose the war, been too rigged. Big fake, jumping, even bigger clip. Always in the ring. I know when to swing reps. Said the flesh lane, stand stiff, yeah. I live my life on the edge. Man in the past, he is dead. Demon depressing no threat. God's for the clip that is spread.
Crucify my flesh right now. Leave a demon depressed right now. I'm feeling blessed right now, fresh right now. Ask me when it's going down. Right now. I'm in alignment. Right now.
Can someone please tell Satan that his time is up? Right now. Oh, when? Right now. Right now.
It's a sweet sound like somebody jello. He said it, I said it, it sound like an echo. I read it, believe it, it turn out he mean it. I prayed and received it. Okay, that faith on 10. He been in the corner again. Wait, if he did it once, he could do it again. Run it back or remix. Crucify my flesh right now. Leave a demon depressed right now. I'm feeling blessed right now, fresh right now. Ask me when it's going down. Right now. I'm in alignment. Right now. I knew the assignment.
Kingz Radio Show.
All right. We've come to that time again to close out our humble Kingz Radio Show.
I wanted to say something real quick. Shout out to rappers who are staying true to themselves. GT, you heard a lot of the videos that I had to go through, and I like going through a lot of Christian hip hop for 2023, and you heard that a lot of them sound the same, didn't you? Sound like the exact same person, and I have to look hard for people with different styles, and I don't care if I don't like your style, the beat, or how you deliver it. Respect to those who stay true and sticking to how you're rapping and not changing, because that's how everybody else is going. That's how the flow of everybody else is doing. So respect that. Respect to you, GT, T Barlow,
thanks,
One Life, Roger. See, this is why you don't throw out names, because you start forgetting names. Andre Wright. All you guys who are out there that I DJ for, who are not trying to sound like other people. You got your style. You sticking with your style. You're not just changing because that's what everybody else is doing. And I appreciate it. If you change this because you want to do it, you're like, oh, I want to try something different, but not just because that's what everybody else is doing.
Yeah, I can tell you, man, quite frankly, like, as somebody who like legit studies the craft, like, I'm a little tired of some of the same cadences and deliveries that it's like, dude, like, there used to be a day where you got clowned for that real hard, and like now, it's like the thing, and I don't understand it. And so,
GT heard me like just breathing hard every time. It was like the same. I was like, oh, it sounds exactly the same as the last one. It sounds exactly the same as the last one. It sounds exactly the same as the last one. So I had to keep going to get out of that same exact cadence. The same cadence. It literally sounds like the exact same song.
Yeah,
just a different beat.
Say that to say you like Child Like CC. I agree, man. She's pretty dope.
Everybody that we played tonight.
I agree. For sure.
Even shout out to Sean Lin. You know, I give T Barlow.
Give him props.
I mess with T Barlow a lot about Shaolin. Okay, so here's the thing. If people don't know why I mess with T Barlow about Shaolin, it's because he gave me 3 artists. He was like, when I met T, this was the first day that T came on the show, and then afterwards we were talking, and he was like, listen to these 3 artists. One was Steve. Was it Stephen the Levite? Is that how you say it? Okay.
Yeah.
The other one, I can't remember who it was. And then the last one was Shaolin, right? And then he was like, save this one for last, bro. This is the best. So I go to the first one. And I can't remember the first one. And then it was Stephen the Levite. And that album, and I can't remember what album was. It's that Red album. You know what I'm talking about? By Stephen the Levite?
Stephen the Levite.
Stephen the Levite. Okay. Is it Stephen or Stephen? I don't know. Steven. All right, Stephen the Levite. All right. Anyway, that Red album, you know what I'm talking about?
I wonder if it's to get to Dyne's game. Now I can't remember what his graphic work looked like now. It's escaping.
Okay, well, anyway, so I listened to this album, and to me, that album is so hip hop. It's like the most hip hopest album that I've ever heard, coming from a Christian artist. And then I get to Shalem, and I'm thinking. It was just this, like I told T, I was like, it's not what he's saying, it's just this cadence that's like throwing me off, and that's where I had the problem at. You said what?
Do you remember what song it was, or were you listening to a whole album?
By who? Shalem?
By Shalem.
I went on iTunes to pick out, and then I downloaded what his popular songs were. So I can't tell you what his popular song was.
Okay, yeah. So just for clarity's sake, Shalem. No, Shalem is the best. Not the best. He's my favorite. I'm saying like that. He's my favorite, mostly because of his content, but then also like there's things within his lyrics that I feel like people sleep on until they go back and hear it again. Like he got this song called "I'm Hot," right? And when you listen to it, it's like, you know, like on the surface level, he's like, yo, this is this is like basic, right? But would you like really dig into like what dude is saying and what he's doing in this song? You'd be like, oh.
I completely understand what you're saying.
Yeah. Shalem is not the party rapper. He used to sit down, have you a couple and listen type of rapper. And so he's my favorite. Yeah.
GT would tell you my rule when I first met him. That said, I told him, I said I would not DJ for rappers. I changed that. My views. One is it's an opinion, but two, just because I think you're whack, what you're saying don't mean I should cut you off.
Yeah.
Right. So I've heard songs by. Okay. Yeah. So I heard songs by everybody, all of you guys that I do not like. Right. Like completely do not like. But at some point in that song, it was something that you said that I was like, man, that's good. That's why I would never tell him not to play the song. I would express to you that I don't like it, but I would never tell you not to play that song. By the way, that album that I was talking about is Can I Be Honest?
Yeah, okay, yeah. No, yeah, that's one of his more recent ones. Yeah. That was a real good album too. That was Yeah, that was a real good one. Yeah.
I sent that album to my brother, who does not do anything Christian, but I sent that to him. I was like, just listen to it. And he texted me back after he listened to it, and he was like, that's not what I was expecting. And he was like, that was just straight hip hop. I was like, right? It's just a great album. So.
Yeah. Hey, what song of mine you don't like? I mean,
what?
What songs of mine you don't like?
Of yours?
Yeah.
Cheat Code.
No. It was some of his earlier ones. I can't think of it off the top of my head.
I don't even like. Yeah.
It's like a slower song. I don't know why. Like thinking in my head right now, I could think of GTs. I could think of a lot of people, but I can't think of yours off the top of my head right now.
It probably hurt my cry. It's probably a song that I don't do that much because I don't like it myself.
Yeah, it was this song. I don't think I ever remembered the name.
What's crazy is I got songs where I was like, man, I really like what I said here, but I hate this song.
Yeah. And sometimes it could be the simplest little thing, like the hook, right? Yeah. Just the hook. GT, I told GT one time, I was like, I don't really like this song because of the hook. I just felt I was like, it's just a lazy hook, and it didn't hook me in, right? That's hook me in, right? So sometimes that happens. But I also tell everybody too at the same time, I'm like, I can't name any artist, Prince, Michael Jackson, Tupac, that I can say that I like every single last one of their songs. It's impossible, right? So that's why I tell people, like, don't get upset if I tell you I don't like a song. It's just that song I don't like. It doesn't mean that song sucks. That song might be the song that blows up and gets 2 million plays.
I think I got one group where I can say that about their music.
Like every single song
that I've heard from them.
Uh-huh.
I want to say that every single song, and I've heard quite a few songs. The Hamiltons.
Who?
The Hamiltons. They're the guys who in background for Anthony Hamilton.
I thought you said that. I thought you were trying to say Hamilton songs. I was like, all of them, bro. Like,
although now that I think about it, I can't think of too many songs off of the Hamilton that I didn't like. I can't
right.
think of one.
I mean, there's some you would skip though, right? I mean, they're not bad. You would just skip it though.
Yeah, no, because you know, I mean, you skip it, you miss part of the story, and it's like, you know.
That's true. That's true.
Anyway, man, I know we're at the top of the hour. We want to be respectful of everybody's time because we know how addictive it can be listening to us talk. So we want to make sure we're respectful. We let you go. You know, I want to submit to the board that we title the show as suggested by Christina Brumley.
Can we click that up there? Let me find it. Go ahead. Keep talking.
Credit. Yeah, stop giving Santa your credit. We want to go and up the show. Stop giving Santa your credit. So yeah, Santa didn't give me this. Okay, this is all I got done. So if I've been working on this,
you didn't get that from Santa?
But indeed, you know, just want to thank everybody for coming out. Again, much love to First Student. The views expressed here on Humble Kings are not necessarily those held by our sponsor, First Student, where they do bussin' right. Y'all got that? I mean, we do bussin' right. We do
school bussin' right. School bussin' right.
We bussin'.
Yeah.
It's First Student where the students come first.
Yeah. First Student where the students come first.
You gotta finish that track, bro.
Listen, I thought we were done.
I played that for Jenny and she loved it. So yeah, you just gotta clean it up.
Tell her to pay our producer.
Okay.
That's the only hold up.
We'll talk after the show. Maybe Jen Watts pay for it.
Nice.
Yeah. So listen, y'all, tune in next week. Same bat time, same back channel. God willing, we'll be here. Excuse me. Tune in next year. Same bat time. I'm a dad.
Next year on Tuesday, we'll be here. Back at the shenanigans. But no, it's been dope. Reigniting this flame of the Humble Kings radio show with you guys. Thank you, brothers. Love y'all and appreciate the time that you guys dedicate to, you know, just trying to be positive influences in our world on the show and outside of it.
Indeed.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Happy New Year's, everyone.
Happy New Year. Peace.
Omaha's #1 Christian hip-hop radio show, The Humble Kings. Omaha's #1 Christian hip-hop radio show, The Humble Kings.